Yes, good evening, people, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. I hope everybody is having an amazing Sunday evening. I most certainly am because we have just beaten Chelsea 2 goals to 1 at Anfield in the first game back after what was quite a frustrating international break for the Reds because we had a couple players that were coming back and maybe not ready to start, such as Alexis McAllister, and we didn't quite understand how we were going to react to having a couple of weeks off after getting into some really good form. But it didn't matter in the end because we beat Chelsea 2 goals to 1. And we're going to talk about the game. We're going to talk about key performers because there's a few to mention. And we're going to talk about the goals, all of that stuff. But first of all, on entry, please make sure you're smashing the like button, guys. That would really help out the channel and the streams, of course. Make sure you subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. And hopefully my connection is going to hold out because I've been having a couple of internet issues recently. So let me know in the comments as well if it's good. But yeah, first of all, smash the like button and we will get straight into it. So first of all, going to start with the team news. Now, of course, the team was pretty much, I think, as most people expected. Maybe two players that were up for debate, and I think they were Curtis Jones and Cody Gakpo. I think most people probably would have started Luis Diaz after his amazing form so far this season, and of course Alexis McAllister, but we kind of knew that he would be touch and go because he was doing his own training program, and he literally played, I think it was Tuesday night for Argentina, which is absolutely ridiculous, by the way. But there we are. That's football in 2024. But apart from that, I think the lineup was just as everybody expected. Nothing really crazy in there. And yeah, we'll talk about the game in just a moment. But Charlie says, I think Jones should be in for Sobo in the next games. We will talk about Curtis Jones in just a little while. And we'll also talk about Szoboszlai. Thanks for your comment, Charlie. Just off the back of that, look, I don't think Szoboszlai has been as good as what some people may think. I think he's got a lot to prove, certainly based on his first sort of 18 months at the club. I think he started off really well, but it's sort of on the ball with Szoboszlai that I don't really understand. But today, I thought he had a good game, and I think his presence as well in the midfield, on and off the ball, is unquestionable. Whether he gets the ball and does something with it, that's a different conversation. But today, I think his work rate, his pressing, he was often the furthest man forward pressing the Chelsea centre-backs and goalkeeper, which I was quite happy about. He was the one that looked determined to keep that press going. But yeah, thanks for your comment, Charlie. Let's talk about it then. The first half. I mean, it was an interesting half, wasn't it? Because I don't think either half there was one team that outclassed the other. I think Chelsea had a lot of the ball in the first half, but I was never worried. And I was saying to people at half time because they were like, Chelsea have been good. I was like, Chelsea haven't been good. They've had a lot of the ball. They've had a lot of possession, but there was not one moment in that first half, maybe the Cole Palmer shot at the end, which he should have done way better with, the one we just blasted over the bar right at the end of the first half. But apart from that, there wasn't anything in that first half really that scared me. Let me know if you guys agree or disagree. Chelsea had a lot of the ball, they had a lot of the possession, but we looked comfortable. We didn't look phased. And yeah, that's why I was always confident that we'd go on and be okay in this game, because I thought if Chelsea were going to cause us problems, they would do so straight away. They'd come at us and they'd, break us down and they'd get past our centre backs and all that. They didn't really do that. They had a lot of the ball, but for me, possession is not always like, there's no point having 65, 70% possession. I'm not sure what Chelsea had in the first 30 minutes or so, if you're not going to do anything with it. And they didn't do an awful lot with it. Is that IJOH? I think that says. We start with Curtis and Sabo. They limit our goals. I mean, I'm not quite sure about that. Curtis Jones did quite literally score the winning goal today, but I appreciate your comment. You also go on to say that Jones should work on his reaction speed. I'm really surprised that I haven't seen anybody coming in here and giving Curtis Jones stick today. I'm going to be completely honest, and I respect every person that leaves a comment on these streams, but I think I'm talking nonsense. I'm sorry. I'm just going to be blunt. I think Curtis Jones was the best player on the pitch today. Obviously, Mo Salah was incredible as well. But Jones was everywhere. He was involved in everything. He had one penalty. Could have been two, but they got lucky with the touch on the ball. We'll talk about Curtis Jones a bit more depth later on, and you can give me your breakdown on Curtis Jones. But yeah, I'm baffled to see anybody come in here and say anything bad about Curtis Jones, if I'm being completely honest with you. But it started off the first half sort of like we saw what sort of direction the game was going to go, didn't we? And there was a decision the referee had to make in the 6th minute, which was quite similar to the one in the Arsenal game. yesterday, and that was obviously Jota being dragged down by, I think it was Tosin. Um, Let me know what you guys thought of that one. Did you think it was the same? Do you think it was not the same? Because I think the justification was Levi Colwill was right by the action, but that doesn't, like, for me, I disagree with that. I understand in the letter of the law, if there's a player there, it's not a red card because they can say, oh, he was covering. But how do you know he would have got there? Yes, Colwill is a quick centre back, but how do you know Jota wouldn't have outpaced him in that instance? You don't know. You don't know if Cole could have. Oops, sorry. You don't know that Cole could have slipped over. Anything could have happened in that instance. So for me, in these decisions, when you're looking at a player being dragged down, which is the last man, I think personally, when they say, "Oh, there's a defender that's so close to it," you just don't know what that defender is going to go on to do. So for me, I thought it was a red card. Let me know if you guys agree or disagree. But yeah, I know Cole was close to it, but there's no guarantee he could have stopped it. The guarantee that we did saw was Jota had the ball. Jota had so much space ahead of him, and he's been pulled down. I think that's what it should be based on. Not if there's any defenders nearby. I don't agree with that at all. He was good, but he delays chance. Okay, I'm fine. Octagon Mix says Catch 22 Arena, high octane rating, scrappy are a few of the words describing Liverpool today. Jones' quick decision making is poor. There are passes he should quickly. Curtis Jones can't win with some people. And again, I didn't want to talk about Curtis Jones straight away because I'm going to do my whole segment on Curtis Jones. But it's quite clear that from these comments that I'm seeing right now, and again, I respect everyone that's leaving comments. You know, you really help out the streams. It's good to interact with viewers. But I did not think anybody was going to come in this stream today and give Curtis Jones any criticism for that performance. I'm quite shocked and surprised to see that people are doing that. I don't get it, if I'm being completely honest. So yeah, we will get on to Jones though. But yeah, apart from that, you know, when Jota was dragged down in the first 6 minutes, there wasn't much left to discuss in the first half, apart from obviously the Salah penalty instance. Now, this this sort of 5 to 10 minutes from Levi Colwill was an absolute disaster class, and it was so funny to watch because this is a centre back that Chelsea fans are put on a pedestal. And Chelsea, I think they wanted close to 100 million for Levi Colwill to leave the club, which is just absolutely hilarious because, again, he could not handle Mo Salah today. And again, I know not many defenders can. You know, he's one of the best wingers in the world, one of the best we've ever seen in the Premier League. But Levi Colwill's defending today was hilarious. And I think that sort of 5 to 10 minute spell, his head had just gone, and Mo Salah's getting the best of him every single time. Clear penalty. Salah scores the pen to put us 1-0 up. Salah, you don't doubt him from the spot. I know he missed a couple last season, but in general, Salah doesn't really miss penalties. McAllister wasn't on the pitch either, so he is the other penalty taker for us, of course. So yeah, Salah takes it, Salah scores, and that is that. We also score again, but it was offside in the first half. Nunez does brilliantly to bring us down, and Jones played it a really nice. Sorry, it's like Salah to Jones, I think it was. No, Jones to Salah, and then Salah plays it across the Gakpo. I think that was the play. So Curtis Jones involved in that one again. Obviously, it was offside. Very unlucky to be offside. Really nice bit of football there played by Liverpool, and I was confident at this point because we were free. Our football was free flowing. We were causing Chelsea's defenders no end of issues. They couldn't really control us. Yes, they had a bit of possession, like I said, but they never did anything with the ball. Nothing that scared me, nothing that worried me. And then about 10 minutes later, there was another decision for the referee slash VAR to make. I think the referee actually gave it as a penalty. The one where Sanchez runs out and Curtis Jones, he gets the penalty. And yet there is an argument for this one that Curtis Jones should have shot and should have, you know, maybe took the chance. However, looking at it back, I think there's an argument to be had that the keeper was just way too close to Jones. And by the time Jones has any chance to think of shooting on his left foot, by the way, not his strong foot, the keeper's already there. He's already smashed into him. He does luckily get a touch on the ball for Chelsea, so it's not a penalty. But Yeah, it was crazy. The referee obviously gave it on the pitch, then VAR intervened. The referee changed his mind, and then we go into half time. Obviously, Jota's gone off. Nunes came on. I just want to talk about Darwin Nunes for 1 minute, by the way, because Darwin Nunes came on today and was really, really good. He was playing really nice passes. He was always defending when he needed to, getting back, supporting the rest of the team. And I think these are the performances where Darwin Nunes doesn't get a goal, of course, doesn't get an assist, but I think these are the games where when everything's going that way for Nunes, he's showing that he's more about, a striker that scores and assists. He can influence a game without doing that when he's at his best. And that's what we need to see more of Darwin Nunes. He played with confidence today. Obviously, there was all this stuff about the Uruguayan fans booing, not just Nunes, but the whole team when they came off. But today you could see Nunes was confident and he was thriving as soon as he came on the pitch. And I was really happy with that Darwin performance because he confirmed to me what I already knew, that, he's not just goals and assists. And when people look at forwards, obviously that's what they're going to think of first of all, goals and assists. But Darwin Nunes, when he's playing in that way, he's just as influential as he is when he's scoring. So yeah, massive, massive shout out to Darwin Nunes today. I thought that was a brilliant performance. Tibergo says Dom's problem is not shooting when he has a chance. Instead, he chooses to carry the ball inside the box. I agree with this. We've seen Szoboszlai's long shots and we've seen how good they can be. But for whatever reason, I don't know if it's instruction from the manager or something like that, he's just not shooting from range. And again, I think it very well could be Slot telling him not to shoot from range. So I don't think I can, if that is the case, obviously it's just my theory. I don't think you can criticize him too much for that because Slot likes his football to be intricate. He likes short passes. He likes the right decisions to be made. So if our players start shooting from distance all the time, I think that's going to annoy the manager. But yeah, I do want to see more Szoboszlai long shots. I do want to see him start letting off shots from outside the box, or maybe not even outside the box, just on the edge of the box. We've seen him do it before. Fulham, West Ham. So yeah, we know he's got it in him. We just need to see it more. Mohammed says we played our worst game this season, but we won. That's important. Disagree. Worst game of the season was definitely Nottingham Forest by country distance. But yeah, I don't think it was as bad as of a performance as people make out. I think if you're at the top of the Premier League and you're going for the title, which I think we are this season, against a team like Chelsea, who have been in good form, they come to Anfield, they want to prove a point. It's the first big test for either side. It's going to be a bit of a strange game. And yeah, I think all that matters in that instance is you getting the 3 points. And that's what we've done today, guys. We didn't need to go out and blow them away. We didn't need to go out and score 5 or 6 goals. Last season we absolutely battered them at Anfield. We didn't need to do that today. All that mattered today was you go out there, you get the 3 points, you try not to get as many injuries as you can. I know Jota's injured and we don't know what the extent of that injury is now, but all that matters is the 3 points. Performance does not matter in games like this. They'll look at the performance in the week when they have their briefings and think, right, this is what we could have done better here. When we play Leipzig, when we play Arsenal, this is what we need to improve on here. But right now, today, all that matters is Liverpool got the 3 points, and that is exactly what we did. So, thank you for your comment there, mate. And Liverpool FC TV says, played our worst game this season. What match were you watching? Yeah, I didn't agree with that at all. But yeah, half time comes, we're leading, and then they come out firing straight away, and obviously they get their goal. What's wrong with Connor Bradley? He was not even on the bench. I didn't realize Connor Bradley wasn't on the bench. I don't know. Maybe was Connor Bradley not on the bench? That's interesting. I didn't check the bench, to be honest, so I don't know. But they came out firing, didn't they? And I think they just caught us out just very slightly. What I don't understand is I love Konate and I think he had a good game. When you're playing the offside trap, and this doesn't just go for Konate, this is everyone in general because a few people do it. If you're playing the offside trap, why leave a trailing leg? Why are you stretching your leg out? The whole point of playing the offside trap is to go as far forward as you can to try and catch them off. Why are you making yourself as big as possible? I don't know why he did that. Yeah, it was clearly onside. I don't know why they even debated it. You could see from a mile if it was onside. It is what it is. Even at this point, you know what? I'm thinking, yeah, okay, if you're going to concede to Chelsea, it's better off to concede at the start of the half. Ideally, you don't concede at all and keep a clean sheet. But I'd much rather that goal have come when it came and not 65 70th minute, because then it would have been a massive uphill task to go on and win the game. But yeah, they scored straight away, and I thought, you know what, okay, this makes it a lot harder, but I think we've still got 1 or 2 levels to go before we're anywhere near our best. So I was a bit whatever, but I wasn't worried. I didn't think that Chelsea would go on to blow us away. I thought, if anything, we'd raise our game, and that is what we did. Rachel says, sick of these refs. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the game, I think Arne Slot went to literally as soon as the full-time whistle went, you saw him marching towards the referee and his one of his assistants. I'm still learning their names, by the way. They pulled him away because I think he was already on a yellow card, wasn't he? So it's a good job they pulled him away. If he was, Gomez would not come in, but it was in Nato. We have not be like free like he was. I'm gonna look at the Liverpool team today. Hold on. I didn't see anything about. Oh yeah, you're right. Conor Bradley wasn't on the bench. Yeah, I didn't even realize that, mate. I don't know. Maybe it's just because he come back from internationals and he wasn't quite right. Why wasn't the foul, I think that's supposed to say, given at the end? Nunes and Slot's reaction says it all. Yeah, that if you're alluding to the shoulder to shoulder barge from Nunes, that was a brilliant battle. And you know, the game's absolutely gone if shoulder to shoulders are not being given. Sorry, if shoulders to shoulders are being given as fouls, the game is absolutely gone. Cecil says these are the types of games that we didn't have last season. Still more games to come, but this is very encouraging. I completely agree with what you're saying, mate. These are the games you have to win if you want to win a league title, you know, and we got the win today. So massive piece of encouragement there. Hope you're good, Cecil. Make sure you all like the stream, guys. Appreciate your comments. Keep them coming. And yeah, so even though Chelsea scored straight away from the break, we went the other end and scored the goal to take us back in front. And it was a brilliant piece of play. I think it was Salah plays the incredible pass to Curtis Jones at the back post. And Nunez, he sort of went for it and then realized actually there's a man there. So he stopped himself, which I was so happy about because I think last season Nunez probably would have thrown every single part of his body at that ball. But Jones was in a far better position. And he just lofts it over the goalkeeper and he scores. And this is where I am going to say about Curtis Jones, guys, because there's been a lot of waffle, even in this chat. Even in this chat, I've seen a few of you guys giving Curtis Jones some, some slander. And I don't get it myself. I really don't understand it. My stance on Curtis Jones has always been, is he good enough to start week in, week out for Liverpool? Probably not. I don't think you want Curtis Jones starting every single week if you're going for a title, at least, right? But, and this is a big but, is Curtis Jones good enough to be a squad option? A player that can just come into each game every now and again, ready to go? Absolutely yes. You know? And I just don't. No one's saying that Curtis Jones should come in and start week in, week out. No one's saying, "Oh, build the team around Curtis Jones." All people like myself are saying is that we ask for depth, we ask for midfielders, we ask for players that can just come in and, you know, when someone's injured or unfit, do a job. Is that not what Curtis Jones does? Is that not what Curtis Jones has been doing for the last 3-4 years? You know, no one's saying he's going to be Jude Bellingham. No one's saying he's going to be world class. But when you want to win titles, when you want to win trophies, these are the types of players you need in your squad. And these bums, and I'm going to call them that, you know, that sit on their streams 24/7. You know, there's loads of them around. They don't really care. And all they go on about is, oh, he's only here because he's Scouse. He's only here because he's local. He's only here because blah, blah, blah. Shut up. Like, shut up, because we've seen so many Scousers come and go because they've not been good enough. We've seen so many dead wood that have just been Scouse that have been sold. So if that was the case, we'd still have a lot of them here. That is not the reason why Curtis Jones is here. Curtis Jones is here because he's shown and he's proven to not just Jurgen Klopp, but to a new manager as well now, that he has a part to play in this squad. And when called upon, Curtis Jones can be reliable like he was today. Best player on the pitch. Mo Salah, unlucky not to get man of the match. But Curtis Jones was phenomenal today. And I know people don't like it, and that's fine. You can have your little whinge about Curtis Jones. And I'm not going to pretend that there isn't flaws to Curtis Jones. Yes, I agree. Sometimes he holds the ball for too long. Yes, sometimes he makes the wrong decision. What midfielder in world football doesn't do that at times? Like, it's not the worst bad traits to have. You know, he's a technically gifted midfielder, and he's good enough to come in for games. He's good enough to start domestic cup games, and in fact, he's more than good enough for that. You know, if he went to another team in the Premier League, he could start week in, week out. Just for us, we've got midfielders I think that are better than him, which is why he can't do that here. But that doesn't mean he shouldn't be here, guys. You know, all these people online that just cry about him 24/7, even when he's not played, by the way. I just find it mad because he's shown that he can be a very good squad player for Liverpool. Lots of our players scapegoated. 100% agree. LFC TV. Yes, Jones is a good squad player. Our squad has two players for each position just because the moaners did not see new random toys. They just scapegoated. 100% agree with that. Rachel says, agree with you, Curtis Jones. He would have liked his childhood mate, Anthony Gordon, with him, but that would never, ever happen. Would have happened. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say never for Anthony Gordon. I think it obviously depends on if any of the forwards leave, but for now, obviously, not. We need to be more goal hungry. It's risky staying one goal ahead the rest of the minutes. I agree. We should have finished that game off today. We should have gone up and scored another goal or two. But, you know, in the end, thankfully, we didn't need to. So it's all good. Never would happen. I should have said, yeah, I get you. But yeah, Curtis Jones, brilliant performance today. Obviously, new dad as well. So massive week for him. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the second half, guys. 50th minute, we scored the goal. And then the rest was a bit like a chess match sort of thing, just trying to cancel each other out. There weren't too many like great chances from either side. Let me know if there's anything I've missed. I thought Trent was good defensively today. I thought who else was good today? Let me look at the lineup. Yeah, I just thought everyone was okay. You know, Robbo was good, Trent was good. Kelleher didn't really have much to do at all. The subs who came on again. Gomez came on, Nunez came on. Nunez was the best sub by a mile. Luis Diaz didn't really have much of an influence in the game. But yeah, guys, we get the 3 points, the first win on the back of an international break, which has indeed taken us back to the top of the Premier League. Now, we would be 3 points clear if Wolves would have held out for literally just one more minute. But yeah, we're 1 point ahead after 8 games, and obviously we have Arsenal next week. So yeah, it'll be very interesting. If we beat Arsenal, we can go 7 points ahead of Arsenal, which is mad to say that everybody was saying that they're like favourites for the title of the season. I've not been convinced by Arsenal, of course. This is going to be a huge test for us going away to Arsenal next week in the Prem. We obviously have a game before that as well against Leipzig. And yeah, man, it's going to be interesting because we need to see how Slot's going to balance the team, who's going to start on Wednesday, who is going to start against Arsenal. You know, is anyone going to come back that we've missed, such as Harvey Elliott or Chiesa? Because I really want to see Chiesa back, man. I really want to see Chiesa playing in games like Leipzig on Wednesday night. So we need to just see what the extent of his injury is. Liverpool fan FC TV says Salah was excellent. His playmaking skills just keep getting better. 100%. That Travella outside of the foot pass that he does is absolutely phenomenal. And I think it's a really underrated skill that what's it? Salah possessor. Sorry, I just seen a stat there from. Let me just try to get this tweet up on the screen. Where is it? And I'll try to get some of Slot's quotes as well. Where is it? Here it is. This is the record, guys. Arne Slot has just broken a Liverpool Football Club record. Wait, did you guys see that for the whole? Wait, hold on. Did you guys see my tweet for the whole time? Let me just. Not that it's important. No. There we go. You only saw that. That's fine. There's just some people's tweets on there which I didn't really want to show on the stream. 10 wins in his first 11 games. No manager in Liverpool history has had a better start than Arne Slot. Let me know your thoughts on that, guys. That is insane. No manager in Liverpool history has had a better start than Arne Slot. And you know what? People would, again, the same people that cry about Curtis Jones, before they even gave this guy a chance, they were saying all this crazy stuff about Arne Slot. And have we been perfect? No. Is there room for improvement? Yes. Will we improve? I believe so. Like, I think he's been brilliant. The only obviously game that we weren't good in and that we lost was the Forest one. And if we would have won that, would be unbeaten and whatever, and the whole conversation would be different. But obviously, that Forest game lives in the back of people's minds. I think he's the best manager we could have asked for after Klopp. Because like he always says, his style isn't too far like dissimilar to what Klopp was doing. Obviously, he's got his own little tweaks in there, which is good. You don't want the exact same thing because we might as well have just try to keep Klopp. But you don't want something completely different as well. You want sort of the same but with a few tweaks, and that is exactly what he's done. And he conducts himself so well in interviews. He's a really likable guy, and he's a great coach above all. So I'm really happy with the Arne Slot era so far. I think the next big test, and this will be the biggest test, is at the Emirates next week. Obviously, we've got Leipzig on Wednesday. And please beware, guys. Be aware, we have got a preview show for Leipzig with a Leipzig fan, a Leipzig content creator that's going to come on, I think, tomorrow night and preview that game. So make sure you are around for that, guys. I believe it will be 7 p.m. But make sure you follow my Twitter, SMXLFC, and whenever I'm live, I will tweet as well. So you will never miss a live stream. So yeah, Arne Slot has been really, really good so far in his Liverpool career. And I couldn't have asked for it to have gone any better. Let me just see if he's actually said anything else. I'll try to get some of his quotes up here, guys. Okay, so he said, this. Can you guys see this? Yeah, you can. Arne Slot on getting a yellow card. The booking came from 3-4 decisions that didn't go our way. The handball, everyone was screaming for it, so I did as well. I deserved the yellow card. It was as clear as the second penalty he should have given us. It was as clear as the second penalty he should have given us. That is unreal. That is funny. Enzo Maresca says, the only thing I can say sometimes in the stadium, some decisions are full of noise of the crowd. Lovely bit of saltiness there from Enzo Maresca. And like I mentioned before, seeing the stats, Trent Alexander-Arnold, brilliant defensive performance. I think this is something that's gone really, really unnoticed, guys. Trent Alexander-Arnold's defensive ability this season. Everyone's there and all over him when it goes wrong or when a player dribbles past him. No one's there to praise him when he does well defensively. And today he was definitely top. I don't think I can show clips or the stream might go down. But guys, I will just react to one more comment. If anyone's got any more quick comments before I dip out, let me know. But Pfizer says, not a good performance against Chelsea once you concede goals in a stupid manner, playing the opponent on side. Another clean sheet down the drain. Arsenal waits as next week's performance should rise. Yeah, but there's no need to be so negative, I don't think. We got the job done. And like I said at the start of the stream, that's all that matters in these games against teams that are going to test you and, make it uncomfortable. Just get in there, get the job done, get out, and we will analyze the performance and where we can improve ready for the next game. Liverpool FC TV says, went on the United channel and the guy said all Chelsea's players look more comfortable on the ball than our players. Yeah, that's crazy. But guys, it's Sunday evening. So I am just going to dip out of this one. It's been half an hour, and I think that's a good sort of time for these match reactions. I might open it to you guys as well from the future. Let me know if you think this is a good idea, and just post the link in the description or in the chat, and you guys can hop on and chat with me and give your thoughts and opinions on the match. I think that could work really well, sort of like one of those call-in shows. Let me know if you guys want to see that in the comments, and yeah, make sure you like the stream. Make sure you subscribe with your notifications on, and I will see you for the Red Bull Leipzig preview stream. So yeah, take care, guys. Enjoy the rest of your Sunday, and see you soon.